You are 72 years old, and this morning your daughter's car pulled into the driveway before your coffee was even warm. 2 car seats and a diaper bag in the back, a quick kiss on your cheek, and a bright "Thanks, Mom, back by 6. And standing at that window, loving those children with your whole heart, you feel something in your chest go tight. Because being a grandmother was never supposed to mean being free babysitting 7 days a week. Before we go further, if you believe our later years can be strong, peaceful, and full of worth, take a quiet moment and subscribe, because we are walking this road together. Now, let me tell you what I saw at that window. The car came before the coffee was warm. 2 little car seats, the diaper bag by the door, a kiss, a wave, and gone. Back by 6, and here's the part that sits heavy. It was Tuesday. It was Monday, too. The days have started to blur into one long shift that nobody ever wrote down, and somehow you are the one always covering it. So you stand there, cup going cold in your hand, watching the taillights turn the corner, and you love those grandchildren so much it aches. And still, something in you tightens. A quiet little pull you can't quite name. Let me name it for you. That feeling is not selfishness. That is your own life gently asking to be lived. If you have ever stood at that window and felt exactly that, this whole talk is for you. Here's the heart of it, and I'll say it plainly. Being a grandmother is one of the great joys of a long life. Those small arms around your neck, the giggles, the way they say your name, nothing on this earth replaces it. But somewhere along the way, without anyone deciding it out loud, the word grandma quietly turned into free childcare 7 days a week. And nobody ever asked you if that was the life you wanted at this age. Nobody sat you down and said, "Is this all right with you?" It just became the plan, the default, the assumption that grandma is home, grandma is willing, grandma will say yes. And that feeling you carry, the one that whispers your own hours are slipping away while everyone assumes you'll say yes. Hear me now. That is not a flaw in you. That is not you being cold or ungrateful. That is a woman of worth finally noticing her own time. Your mornings matter. Your quiet matters. You matter at 72 just as much as you did at 30. So let me show you the one difference that changes everything. The difference between giving freely and giving yourself away. When you offer to keep little Emma on a Thursday so your daughter can finally breathe, that is love. It fills you right back up. You bake together, flour on both your noses. You read the same little book 3 times because she asks, and you drive home lighter than when you left. That is giving freely, but watch how quietly it turns. Thursday becomes Wednesday too. Then Thursday has become Monday through Friday without a single conversation, without anyone once asking if that is the life you wanted. That is not devotion anymore, my dear. That is a habit built on your silence. And here is where it starts to cost you, quietly, in the things nobody sees. The painting class you loved is gone. The brush is gone dry on the easel by the window. The morning walk in the sun, gone before you laced your shoes. That long-promised trip to see an old friend, the suitcase you half-packed months ago, still sitting in the hallway, still waiting. Your own life did not vanish. You handed it over, one unspoken yes at a time. So let me say the thing that sets you free. Saying, "Not today, my love," does not make you one bit less devoted. Not one. It teaches those grandchildren something they will carry their whole lives, that their grandma is a whole person with a full, rich day of her own. Not a service that switches on the moment a car pulls into the driveway. And your children, the tired ones lifting out those car seats, they are not villains. Please hear me on this. They are simply worn thin, stretched between work and bills, and little ones who never sit still, and people lean where the ground has always held them. You have held them all their lives. Of course they lean. It is not cruelty. It is just what has never been questioned. The kindest thing you can do now for them and for you is let that ground finally speak. And there is a way to do exactly that. One small sentence, warm, short, and said just once, and the whole arrangement slowly begins to shift. I will place those words in your hands in just a moment, But first, sit with this over your tea and tell me in the comments, how old are you? And when did you last say, not today, and truly mean it? I read them, everyone, and they move me more than you know. And if this is stirring something in you, subscribe softly and stay with me, because the strongest truth is still coming. Now, you have felt the difference between giving freely and giving yourself away. You have seen the quiet cost sitting in your hallway. And I think you are ready, maybe hungry for the words that turn it all around. So here is the small sentence I promised you, warm and only ever said once, the exact words that let the ground finally speak. You look at your daughter over your coffee and you say it plain, I love watching them and I need my Wednesdays for myself. That's it. Warm, kind, no lecture. You don't build a case. You don't list every morning you gave up. You say it once the way you tell an old friend a simple truth, and then you let it sit there in the quiet. And here's the part most of us get wrong. You don't argue after, you act. When Wednesday comes, you keep your Wednesday and go for that walk. You lace up your shoes, you open your own front door, and you step out into the sun that's been waiting for you. Not a word of apology, just your feet on the path and the morning air on your face. Now watch what happens, not in a day. Give it a month. And I promise you, over a month, the guilt fades and the respect grows. The first week feels strange, maybe even a little wobbly in your chest, but the car still pulls into that driveway. And this time you wave warmly from your porch and you don't rush down the steps. Your daughter adjusts. She finds a sitter, or she trades a day, or she simply plans around the woman who now has plans of her own. And something you didn't expect starts to happen. She stops assuming. She starts asking. A bond that ran on obligation slowly, quietly, becomes one that runs on appreciation. This is what I promised you back at that window. So let me say it as plainly as I know how. Your love for those grandchildren will always, always come first. But your rest, your quiet mornings, the golden years you waited a whole lifetime to reach, those belong to you. You are not free babysitting. You are a woman of worth. And the strange, beautiful thing is this: the moment you truly believe that, so will they. Now hear me carefully, because this matters. None of this is about loving them less. Saying not today, my love is not withdrawing your heart. It's protecting the woman who does all the loving. So there's something left of her to give, a grandmother whose run dry has nothing warm to pour. You keep your painting class, you take your walk, you sit with an old friend and laugh until your cheeks hurt and you come back fuller. That fuller woman is the gift. You were never meant to disappear so everyone else could keep going. If you needed to hear that today, let this be the moment you decide your peace matters too. Right here. Not next month, not when things quiet down. Today. So the next time those little ones climb the steps and you scoop them up, do it because your heart is open, not because the calendar demanded it. Give freely. Never give yourself away. Keep one day that is only yours and guard it like the treasure it is, because you have earned every single quiet morning without a word of apology. You are a woman of worth at 72 and at any age after. Your devotion and your golden years can both be fully yours. Nothing about that was ever up for negotiation. You are not alone, and your peace matters too.